This tutorial is to show you how to find the total resistance using Ohm's law in LTspice. This is a pre-lab number 2, part A. So I'm going to show you how to build this circuit and how to find the value of the total resistance using Ohm's law. Now this value only includes R1, R2, and R3. So R4 was not added yet. So I'm going to delete the whole circuit by click on the scissor, hold, left click, box, and release. Right click to get rid of the scissor. Now we go and pick the resistance R1. Free your hand from the mouse, Control R, and place it left click, and if we keep adding, left click, and then if we want to stop or delete R3, we just right click. So let's just draw R1 and R2, and then now we need to add the ground component. So put it anywhere here down, right click, and now we need to draw the voltage supply component. So again, if we are on any other component here, for example, we need to get the volt component. We just type VO and then click and then place and then left click, right click to get rid of the second one. Now we need to connect the circuit by clicking on the wire. Click here, start here. You could start anywhere. Left click, move up, left click, straight down here to the right, and we can stop anywhere, and then left click, go down, left click, up, left click, and we finish the ground connection, and then right click. In the second step, we need to put the value of R1. First value is 330 ohms. Second one is 560. So 560, and hit OK. Now we need to, if you decide, for example, to move any of this component, we could go to drag and move this left, right, or move up, down. Okay, so you could, play with this, left click and then move the mouse, the left click. Okay, now we need to, next step, we need to put the value for the voltage. So right click when you see the hand again, right click, then we put the value. Now, since we're using Ohm's law and we're finding the R total, the total resistance, we could assume any value on. So let's pick 5 volt. Okay, now we need to run the program. Before we that, we need to pick the operating point or the SPICE directive command. So left click and then type point OP and then left click, place it anywhere you want. Now right click, we need to run. So we can run from here or run from the menu. Now we have the result shown. So here's the voltage. So this is VN002. This is the voltage at this point here. See the mouse here? And VN01, it's a 5. Yeah. So, and then if you notice here that IR2, IR1 are negative, so we can actually change them to become a positive. What we can do, we just pick the move hand and then move R2. See, R2 is free. Now free your hand from the mouse and then Control R 1 times, second time, and then place it back. Same thing, move it down or up, Control R twice, place it. Now right click, let's run it. There we go, we have a positive current input. Okay, now we need to apply Ohm's law. So in order to apply Ohm's law, I need to apply the voltage here, V1 divided by the current through R1 or through R2, because the currents are the same in both of them. Now to do that, sometimes, we don't know the name of the V1. So let's name the V1. So let's pick the label net and name it V input. And then place it somewhere. Let's see if we can drag this. Can move actually. So you could see the difference between the move, the drag. The drag will drag the line. Everything will drag the line and drag the resistance. But the move will only move the part that you need to move. Click on the part, you can move it freely anywhere. Okay, right click. Now we just pick the, let's do the run again. Close. And then let's hover over, okay, left click, we get the 5 volt. It is moved to the top here. Now, as you notice, when we move the 5 volt, we get a question mark. Now, there's two ways to get the number back. We can rerun it. Well, it doesn't work here. Now, let us do the second one, which is connect the wire from here, anywhere, and then click left, and then we get the 5. Okay, if you want to move the 5, move it here if you want. Move it back, rerun. Okay, what's happening here? Why it's not showing? Okay, let me delete this wire one more time. And left click, move the 5. Connect the wire. Okay, sorry about 5. So now we need to apply Ohm's law. So what we need to do in order to find the total resistance or the equivalent resistance, we need to bring the mouse on this wire until it turns, until you see the I symbol, and then left, then right click, and I don't see V input. Let me see here. Let's close this one here. And I think the reason that I couldn't see V input because I moved it away. So let's put it back on the wire here. It has to be, see this small square has to be on the wire. And now rerun it. So now we see it. See V input. Okay. So we're done with this one. Now we need to apply Ohm's law. So we go and bring the mouse on the wire until we see the I symbol, and then right click. Now we need to pick V input because we need to divide the total voltage, which is V1 or V input, over I, which is the current going through either R1 or R2. So we can pick either IR1 or IR2. First, we need to delete the $sign, and then we click on V input. So it appears down in the window. Then we bring the cursor down, and we type the slash or division, and then click on IR1. So now hit OK. Here is the value for the total resistance R1 and R2. Okay, so let's say that you need to add the R3. So what we can do, can go to the drag and then square this one. Okay, and then move the wires. You could move any shape you want. So let's put it down here. Right, left click, And then let's bring another resistor. Now it's going to be R3. Now before, okay, so when I click on the resistance, I did not, I just release my hand from the mouse, and then Control R to rotate it one time, second time, three times, in order to get a plus, and then we place it anywhere. If you need to add another resistance, you could add it here, and so on. So let's just use one of them, the R3 only. Now, since I cut it, I can connect the wire here to complete the circuit. Now, place the hand, right click, put the values, put 1.5 kilos. Then run. Okay, so now we see this window here, so we have to close it to get the value of the, here's the value of the, okay, I'll show you the value here, the value here. This is R1 plus R2 plus R3. Okay, so again, you could add R4, R5, any value you want. Now, you have to pay attention to the voltage that you use to determine RT. So since we are finding R1, R2, R3, R4, and R5, and so on, we must use the total voltage, which is V1 or V input. Thank you for watching. See you in the class.